Hi everyone, welcome to Kats Creations on Sunday night, where tonight we are going country Christmas, as promised from when I talked to you guys on Friday. So we're using this sign, which came from Jane's Front Door Decor. You can find her on her website, or you can find her in her Etsy shop. We're going to be taking it a little bit more muted. That's the difference between traditional Christmas colors and then country colors. Country colors are more muted, more subdued. And then your traditional Christmas colors are your standard red, white, and green. So let me get a little bit of housekeeping out of the way. If you like this design and want to incorporate something similar or just like this, simply click the share button down below. It will share this video to your page. Much easier to find tutorials that way than trying to dig on my website, or not my website, on this channel, because we'll have filtered more in there before that time period. If you want to be notified when we go live, like now, just make sure you have the like and follow button both selected. And as long as you're on Facebook, you should get a notification that pops up, as long as you turn your live notifications on, which you can do simply by clicking the three buttons in the upper right hand corner. Should open a sub menu for you and allow you to either toggle turn notifications on or turn notifications off, and you can set that up for all of your Facebook lives that you want to be made aware of. But you have to have your phone handy in order for that to happen. Also, if you're new, we'd like to welcome you. A lot of times you meet fellow crafters through Facebook Lives, so just let us know where you're from, and then you never know, you might just find somebody here tonight that is close by that you can craft with. We are using a 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame. I've already done the first 5 sections for you. This pretty much works for me on all of the major designs that I teach how to make. We are using, I was like trying to think. Let me, I moved all my stuff to the lower level. Let me grab my pipe cleaners. So on a 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame, you have 4 rails that are connected by weld marks. Those divide your sections into 6. You are simply going to take a pipe cleaner and you are going to use those weld marks right in the middle. You are going to wire together the 2 innermost pipe cleaners, trying to be as accurate as, you know, like that one was not very accurate. It's always difficult doing it from the back end. Let me make sure they're straight. It's like trying to tie your shoes and make sure your laces are both the same length. It's pretty much what it is. Then you're going to take and wire the outside too, using the one that you just put in the center of your welds. This and your weld now becomes a center point, so that you're going to do it on both sides of your middle pipe cleaner, just like that. And another beige right here, and wire together the outside.
Cheryl Levinson said, hi, I'm new and watching from Oklahoma. Welcome, Cheryl.
Welcome, Cheryl. Okay, so there you go. That gives you 6 on the inside, 12 on the outside, for a grand total of 18. Now, upon building this wreath, we will be removing the 6 inside. Why? Because our sign is 12 inches in diameter. It is going to completely cover if we were to lay it on top of our frame now. So rather than try to go back and do it after we add the sign, it's just easier to kind of do that as you're building your base. Now the base. We are using a fabric mesh base, and this is in a color called moss green. Now moss green is more along the lines of a country type color. It pairs really well with the sign. So I had toyed with the notion of building it on a natural juice base. But what it did is it really washed out the sign. The sign just kind of blended with the mesh. So we really wanted to take the green in the trees and pull that forward so that it separates itself from the design. These are cut to 19-inch pieces. I am going to simply ruffle these together And we're gonna put these in every single one of the pipe cleaner, finished edges towards the inside. And with fabric mesh, you have to cut it with the wood burning, or no, don't use the wood burning tool. Use the rotary cutter.
Anna, thank you. She sent 150 stars.
Oh, thank you, Anna. I was supposed to figure out what we ended up. I think we're really close to the 150 mark is where we were at for the books. This month we are doing blankets for the homeless. So I haven't gotten all the details just yet because obviously November just began. But all the money that we raise through the STARS funds, or whatever people donate for STARS, by the end of October, we will be taking all of those funds and using them to purchase blankets for the homeless. So that's where that money is going. And what STARS are. That little icon at the bottom that has, I think it's a gold, right?
It's a gold, yeah, it's just gold stars.
Those equate to basically 1 penny per star. So if you were to send 100 stars, you're basically sending $1 towards the donation. And that's exactly where that money is going.
Oh, thank you, Anna. Emilio sent 535 stars.
Thank you, Anna. Appreciate that. Okay, so we're putting these in every single one of the 18 pipe cleaners. And when I do the ruffle method, which is if you're starting off with making Deco mesh wreaths, the ruffle method is generally the easiest one for you to do because it doesn't really take much skill to lay out your Deco mesh, kind of find an imaginary line right down the center, use your hands, and then just kind of pull it. Like you're gathering it together in small little increments. Some people call it the scrunch method, some people call it a bow tie, because that's what it looks like. And as I'm placing these, I just go to the very next pipe cleaner that I come to and just lay those in on top. So this is going to create kind of that dark, it's a little darker than avocado, foresty color. And then we're just going to put our pipe cleaner ends, push them back towards the center, just like this. And we always want to make sure that as we're putting them in on the outside, that you pull your pipe cleaners towards you. Makes them easier to find when we're ready to go ahead and add our ribbons or our bows in. Okay, this one's gonna sneak down in here. Just like that. And I just color coordinated mine beige and green because that was the color of the sign. Green mesh, beige shine. So they should blend nicely together. What do you guys think we're gonna put in this wreath? Using an all green base, a non-metallic base, so no sparkles in this one at all. This one's kind of going more country, more rustic.
We're good, Karen. Hope you all are doing good. Diane asked, what kind of mesh are you using?
This is a fabric mesh. This fabric mesh came from Kringle Designs. So it's Kringle, like with a K. Designs.us is their website. And they sell craft supplies. Matter of fact, if you go to their website, if you enter the code 5050, you get half off all of your supplies. All the prices that are posted, get them for half of what's listed. So that's actually cool for a wreath maker. They don't, as far as I know, have a shipping minimum, but that 50% off more than pays for the cost of your shipping.
Oh, thank you, Cheryl. She sent 800 stars.
Thank you so much.
So we're off to a good start for
I know, for October. And then we will match whatever you guys are able to do. So if you guys raise $200, we will match the other $200 for a double donation. So we are matching dollar for dollar. So Let's keep the homeless people warm during the holidays, and nothing feels nicer than a new blanket. Okay, there's that. I'm trying to think. So has anyone given you direction on what would you do with this design? If this is your base color, where would you go from here? With the sign that we have right here, how would you design it? Let's see how close you guys come to nailing the design that I have picked.
Yep, Cheryl, this is fabric mesh.
Super soft fabric mesh.
So I love the way that it lays.
It lays nice, it's just overly clingy. So like the ends, the finished ends, sometimes if they're not cut too close to the finished edge, they have these little ends that stick out like a fork, and then it kind of grabs that mesh, it has its benefits, but then it also has its downsides. So just be cognizant of that as you're working with it, that sometimes it likes to stick. I didn't even pull out what we made in our private group today. Normally we have it like up. So I taught them something totally different. And then we came up with like 4 or 5 different other things you could use it for, which is amazing.
Karen said black and white buffalo. Angela said red ribbon and a burlap bow. Nell said I'd use pine cones and pine greenery and red berries.
That would be pretty. I like that thought process. See, when I think country, I think very rustic. I think what would people have done before the days of being able to go to the store and just buy your decorations? Like they would have had to grab things that were available around them to use in their home decor. So maybe, I don't know, if they cut down their tree, maybe incorporate some tree branches. Definitely pine cones. I love that thought. Pine cones. And especially with the sign, we have to incorporate pine in here somewhere, right? Or some sort of greenery. Or are we just going greenery with our mesh? Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 5 more pieces to go, and we will have finished our base.
Josh said she'd use burlap and burgundy. It's the writing for Christmas tree is burgundy. It is. It's kind of a burgundy color. Yeah.
Yes, I know. I was thinking that too. So trust me, I was out here with like bright green mesh, metallic mesh, snowball, jute mesh. I had it all out. I was like,
Another good question. She said, does this take more than 1 roll of mesh?
Nope, just 1 roll. So if you cut these to about, it's kind of weird how the mesh rolls out, because you can never say, they say it's 30 feet of mesh. Guarantee you, if you stretch it out and roll it out, it's not 30 feet. It's going to come up somewhere short of
a couple inches.
Yeah, a couple inches. And then you never know if in the middle of your mesh you have a bad splice, you know, where someone spliced your Deco mesh together. I've had that happen before, which really messes up your calculation. So I always say when you're shopping for your supplies, always get 1 extra, because we don't know. It'd be nice if that just was not a thing anymore. Then I could say for sure, just get 1.
That's the reason why you also cut these to like 19 inches. 19
yeah, it's like 19 and a half. So that I think, what did I say? If I would have cut them all specifically right at 20, we would have come up 9 inches short on one of them. So you just kind of have to do the math a little bit and know that nothing is going to be exactly what they tell you. Should be, but it's not.
Now you don't have to buy the sign. She says, you're making me buy another sign. I just got my beach sign from Pam last week, but I love your taste.
Aw, thanks. And you know what's funny is, have I bought any new? I have not bought any new signs this year. Yet. Let's like temper that with yet. I actually don't need to purchase any more signs, but somebody will inevitably come up. No, that's not true. I did buy the beach signs. So yes, there is that. Because in the past I have tried to take something that just had Merry Christmas and I would add the beach feel to it. And these were the first time that I saw signs that really appealed to that beach lover.
She also maybe Pinecones, evergreen branches, Pip Berries, frosted perhaps.
That sounds pretty.
Phyllis said, I went to my Dollar Tree yesterday, found a snowman frame. I'd like to see how you would make it. Maybe your Dollar Tree will have them.
Yeah. Were you the one that had messaged me or commented, Phyllis, about the snowman frame? Because somebody did ask.
We haven't seen them yet, right?
I have not, I can honestly say, I have not been to Dollar Tree in the last week and a half. But I need to get over there and see what they have. I have not done Snowman 1, so we'll have to see what that looks like and what we can do to kind of elevate it. Okay, there's our wreath base. As you can see, nice and full. We are going to come in now and add our ribbon tails, and we're going to do something a little bit different on our 1.5" ribbon. So let me set those aside. So take these ones out. These ones go with those. Okay, we are using Hobby Lobby. I'm trying to think if these are Hobby Lobby this year or Hobby Lobby last year. You have the deer with the pine trees, so we're going to incorporate that. And then, because we need to keep it Christmas theme, we're doing the Merry Christmas. Both of these 14-inch pieces. They're 2.5-inch ribbon wired, and they came in Hobby Lobby's U-box. So remember, if you go and you look for the letter that has U on it, you should find everything that would color coordinate with green, light green, a cream, and black together. And
I love all your country at Farmhouse Diaries, not only all that glitter for Christmas, but love your work.
Thank you.
Donna is sitting here watching you while she's wrapping her Santa hat.
Nice. Okay. I know I've got so many things that I've got to do. I actually have been piling together designs for, and I was telling Steve, I need to really get in there and start stocking Christmas, winter. Because with Christmas, there's so many different variations. You can go in so many different directions. You can go grapevine, you can do evergreen, which we will be getting to. And between that, I think Deco mesh, for me, seems to be the most popular that people will gravitate to because it's lighter. And you can do so many things with it. You know, you can go vintage, you can go Victorian, you can, color combinations are definitely, you're not limited to just the green and an evergreen. So I'm just taking these, I fold them in half, and then I'm laying them right in the center of my pipe cleaner, and then fanning them to the outside, just like that. And grab the deer. Now the deer is a little stiffer ribbon than the plaid, which is nice. I prefer to work with a stiffer ribbon. Just holds its shape a little bit better. But we're trying to incorporate Christmas trees, or just a tree farm. Things you would find on a Christmas tree farm. Sounds like, what would that be? I think there's
Prayers Valerie, she said, hello, just got home from hospital. Hubby needs neck surgery. So we'll be praying for you. We'll add you to our prayer list.
Yes, let's just hope that that is something super simple.
It's super simple. He can get in and out quick, and he heals quickly.
Perfectly. So much so.
Barbara said the green with deer are out of stock.
The green with the deer's out of stock?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so just check your local Hobby Lobby stores. If you can't find it online, it means that local stores only.
Yeah.
So I always say if you can find a Hobby Lobby that's kind of far away, not very popular, you will generally find a greater selection than you would if you were shopping at, you know, a pretty popular Hobby Lobby. What was that show where they had to come up with lists of things? I guess it could even be Family Feud. There was a show. Was it the $20,000 pyramid? That was the category they had to figure out. Yeah.
Or like Jeopardy.
So mine is things you would find on a Christmas tree farm.
That would be Jeopardy.
No, because Jeopardy is you have to answer that in the form of a question.
Yeah, that would be pyramid then.
Yeah, I think $20,000 pyramid. That would be what you were hoping they would answer. Things you could find on a Christmas tree farm. Okay, since we're building and I'm adding ribbon, what kind of things would you find on a Christmas tree farm? Go. And you can't help. Because people will be like, I want to see how out of the box creative you guys can come up with. What are some things you would find on a Christmas tree farm besides the obvious?
Hey Richard, could you explain? You said no YT feeds tonight? Feeds, not feeds. What do you mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Clarification.
I can normally make out what they mean, but. Oh, Richard said, what is a saw? Yeah, you'd have a saw.
Yes.
And it said trees.
It's definitely
chainsaw.
Chainsaw, yes, saw.
Mistletoe.
Love that, mistletoe.
Valerie said sleigh bells.
Sleigh bells.
Cheryl said wreaths.
Yes.
Yeah, Cheryl, an axe.
An axe? Oh, definitely. Especially if it's...
And that's a tree stand.
Yes.
Oh, Richard meant YouTube feed.
Oh, YouTube feed. YouTube goes afterwards.
Yeah.
We drop it into YouTube after we're done.
Right.
We just do Facebook Lives.
And we are looking at maybe possibly soon doing them both at the same time, right?
Well, thank the Lord too that we waited, because it seems like Logitech just bought out Mevo. Because now when we go to log in for our Mevo, it says Logitech. And the icon where it used to say Mevo now says Logit. Mm-hmm. So I think that there's been collaboration. What?
Said holly, cider, garlands, rope.
Ooh.
Snow, yes.
Snow.
Cider would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Carbon. Wagon, yeah. A lot of times we used to go wagon rides to get up to the Christmas tree farms.
Did you?
Yeah.
Ah. Okay, so I put in all our 2.5. So while you guys are still coming up with those, we are going to be using 3 different 1.5 inch. Obviously, we have the Christmas tree with the black, which is going to go. I'm still trying to debate.
Elizabeth said sled.
Still trying to debate. Then we have a moss green with the white snowflake, and then here's our pop of burgundy. We're going to pop this in with the snowflake and do what's called double bows. But let me get all of the trees in. And I think I'm going to put the trees on top of, I'm going to put them on top of Merry Christmas.
Just laughing running children. Diana, yes, that's my favorite.
What?
Hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate. I'm going to put these on top of the reindeer so it's not so overly busy.
Richard said brandy for the parents who brought the kids.
Yeah, definitely. What else? You guys came up with some really good suggestions. I'm thinking a fire pit. Because somebody somewhere always has a fire pit. Like there's always a fire.
Well, and I haven't seen it, but there's always Christmas music going too.
Christmas music, lights. The lights like that go over the tree farm, right? What else?
Now, if they don't have it, message them and ask them if they can make it for you.
What's that?
The sign, the Farm Fresh Christmas tree.
Mm-hmm.
They have the whatever. They have the sign. So
The template.
The template, yeah. So it's easy for them to make.
Yeah, that's the great thing about a lot of the sign vendors is if they're out of stock on something, just message the seller and say, hey, can I get one of these in whatever size?
Wood chipper.
Wood chippers.
Gift shop with ornaments.
I love the gift shop with ornaments.
The netting.
That is true. The netting that goes over the tree. I'm trying to think of what else. I want to say Christmas cookies, some treats for you to purchase. I would love to work at a Christmas tree farm. That's like working at a florist. That's just a happy job. What else? We did Christmas music, lights, jackets, mittens, right? Because it's got to be cold.
Sure, yeah, I got cookies.
Rope. Did we say rope?
Yeah, I said rope.
Okay.
If you're a big Christmas tree farm, probably have reindeer out there.
Reindeer. That would be so cool. Yeah. Cars. How about that? Cars and trucks. Right?
Dirt parking lot? Yep.
Yeah. Sawdust on the floor, like whatever, mulch from the trees.
Now, so what you could do, take a snapshot of the video right now, and you can always just message them and maybe even include a snapshot. Just tell them the Farm Fresh Christmas tree, cut your own. I'm sure they have it.
Yeah, because normally...
A four-wheeler, yeah, scarves.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Candy canes, yeah. I'm sure
Candy canes. They always have candy canes at a Christmas tree farm.
Now you guys are thinking.
See, out of the box.
Hay bales.
Oh. See, it's making me want to just... It's putting us in the Christmas spirit.
Oh, that's awesome. Notice that we have a reindeer farm in Leavenworth, Washington.
How fun is that? So did they do Christmas trees at the reindeer farm? Move this one down.
Yeah, the sign is from
I didn't write it on there.
Jane's Front Door Decor.
Did I write it on there?
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm saying...
Jane's Front Door Decor.
I think it's Jane's Front Door. Because all the other sign vendors put stickers on the back. And so when I get to a sign that doesn't have a sticker on it...
Did you say Crinkle?
What?
The sign was from Crinkle?
No.
Yeah.
The mesh is from Crinkle.
The mesh is from Crinkle, but the sign she thinks is from Jane's Front Door Decor.
Yes. And if it changes, I will go back in and correct it. I am there's the other one. I was like, wait, I'm one short. Money at a Christmas tree farm. How's that? We're out of the box thinking, because how are you paying for that?
Card.
You're like, card. No, it's cash. Christmas tree farm. Cash. I'm still thinking. This will be fun to see what my YouTube comments will look like. Because I'll be like, why are they just saying all these random things? I'll be like, oh, because we asked that question. What would you find on a Christmas tree farm? Maybe carolers. That's stretching it. Okay, see, that's just us adding the 1.5-inch ribbon all the way around. So this is what's called the half bow. This is where you take the ribbon, you would fold this in half to where your tails meet. You bring it up about 2 inches, 2 inches meaning from where your thumbs are to the top of your ribbon, pinch it in. That pinched part goes inside your pipe cleaner. Then you're going to have to do what I call right side one of the tails. And then it basically forms an awareness ribbon, but 3D. For the double bows, you do the same process where you do tails together, 2 inches up, and then we're going to smash them on top. So where I have it pinched, that's what's going to go inside our pipe cleaner. I'm going to do it right here. And I'm going to wrap my pipe cleaner right where I was holding those 2 pieces together. We're going to cut those off. And we're going to flip that directly behind our bows. So let me show you what I'm doing here. We are going to open the loop. On this side you have the red or burgundy with the tan stitching. Here is our green. So we're going to have to right side one of those. Then you go over to this side. You're going to open this loop and you're going to have to right side one of these as well. So that this has, it's really pretty when you just do these all by yourself. You can't really do them all the way through the wreath because the bows would touch too close. But you have loops with opposite tail colors. Then, so you have green with red and then red with green. But that's called a double bow. So we're going to put that all the way around on our Christmas ribbon, and I'm alternating, which means that if the ribbon has the snowflakes on the right side, I'm going to flip it on the next one and put the red on the right side. And all that takes is just, if it would normally go this way, we're just going to flip it and then put those in.
I had it kind of zoomed in on the ribbon on the...
Oh, I'm sorry. You just flip them. You're just gonna, instead of stacking it with the snowflakes to the right, you would just put snowflakes to the left. And I'll show you what the completed one will look like when we do opposites. I love doing these because I had so many different color ribbon I really wanted to put in here. And I was like, we really need to pop some of that red from the sign into our base. So just like that. See what I'm saying? Here it was right side, here it's on the left. And so I'm just gonna do the same on the very next one and make sure it goes back to the right. So in ribbon, where did all this come from? So the green with the snowflake, where'd that come from, Steve?
So the 1.5" green with white snowflake came from Joanne.
Okay.
1.5" red with beige stitching also came from Joanne.
So Joanne's about 2 years apart.
Yep.
So yeah. So you'll see a lot of these colors. These are your traditional country Christmas colors. You have more of a darker or an mossy green color, and then a burgundy and tan instead of a red, white, and green. You kind of get a burgundy, tan, and moss green for country. Those are what I'm calling the muted. You generally don't see sparkles. It just kind of leans more on that traditional colors.
Great rustic kind of farmhouse colors.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Donna said, I so enjoy watching you. Just found you the other day.
Oh,
I am
thanks.
from Leamington, Ontario, the most southern tip of Canada.
Wow, that's a stretch. Southernmost?
Southernmost tip.
So, east or west side of Canada, though. I can do southern, but that's an awful lot of real estate. I'm trying to think.
Venus said she's never had any luck with Joanne's ribbon. It seems kind of thin and cheap.
This one's really good. Some of them, I can honestly say there are some that are, but it's just the different texture. Like this is more, it's kind of a soft canvas.
Yeah.
With a thinner tensile strength than the ribbon. So it just has a different feel to it.
But you always want to look for wired ribbon if you can.
This way.
99% of the ribbon Cat buys is wired.
Well, probably like 99.5.
Yeah.
Very rarely, and it's usually only if it's a custom order because they want something that just can't be made wired.
Carla asked, what color is the mesh called?
It's a moss green.
Moss green?
Moss green. Or you can try, I think sometimes it's labeled an apple green. Although when I think apples, I always think Granny Smith, which trend towards that lime color.
Yeah. Jan said, my front door's a hunter green.
Ooh.
So what color would you use? Moss green would blend in too much.
If it's hunter green though, that's like, I'm trying to think. You could probably do the whole thing, but change up the base color and go burgundy, and then pop. Just pop subtle greens around the outside. I think that would look amazing. Okay, pinch.
What would it look like if you layered like the beige on all 12 outside and then did like green on the inside?
You wouldn't see the green by the time you had the sign on it though. That's the sad thing.
See a little bit.
No. It'd be covered. It'd be covered by the sign because you have the mesh on the outside. It would cover all the inside. It just have these little tiny slivers of green. That's kind of interesting because, I mean, our door is like a, what color would you call it? It's like
a slate blue.
Yeah, it's like a weird color blue. It's got gray in it. So for us, it'll be interesting what this looks like popped on a blue door.
Hi Sharon, no worries.
Okay, there's that. I just have to make sure I just get the ones on
Cheryl.
The outside.
Yes, I like this green color.
Yeah, this is, I think this is pretty much what we do for most of our country is we always trend towards the mossy green. So when I saw they had it back in stock, I was like, need that for Christmas, country Christmas. This green is actually popular for almost. This was great for fall too. Okay, that was our last one. Then we're gonna build our bow. We're actually gonna build a 7-layer bow. So we're gonna use 7 ribbons in the bow.
So Donna, what province are you in Canada? Are you, she said Leamington, Ontario, so I'm assuming it's Ontario.
West side?
Province.
I'm thinking Ontario, isn't that west? Yeah. Okay, so there is our outside with the ribbons and double bows on the outside. So now we're gonna build our bow. Get all this. So on that particular mesh, I think I already said rotary cutter. Need to cut that. So all of our ribbon colors. There we go.
Linda, the 2.5 inch are cut to 14 inches, and 1.5 inches are cut to 18 inch.
And I think we are gonna use.
Richard, yeah, you came with right on. He said that mesh has like the pine needle color look. It is like.
It really does.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're gonna do deer first, then the Merry Christmas. Then I think we're gonna come in with the red, then the green, then the burgundy and tan gingham. Then we're gonna do solid, and then we're gonna finish with the trees. That's how it's gonna roll. So this one's 7 layers. So this is gonna change up how we normally do it. So we're gonna dovetail first, which is bring wired edges together. We are gonna cut from the folded side to the point, and then depending upon how far up you bring your scissors, Your destination point is always the same. It just depends on how deep do you want that V in your ribbon. And I like it pretty deep. So this one is gonna be 10 inches. Sorry. And then we're gonna bring this in. I'm using my bow dabra. And we're gonna twist right at that 10-inch line. So we started right side fabric. Here's our wrong side. Gonna lift it up and around. And we're gonna twist. And I'm gonna measure this and make sure this goes out to 5.5 inches. Really wanna be pretty accurate on that. Let's bring that over.
Yes, I love that burgundy ribbon.
Isn't it pretty?
Oh, I see. I googled it really quick. Leamington is like a tip on Canada in Lake Erie. So the tip is like the southernmost point of
But it's still
Canada.
Towards the east side.
It's right by Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, the east side.
And then we're gonna go out to our 20, which is 10 inches. We're gonna dovetail again. There we go. Okay, that takes care of that. So that one's finished. Now our Merry Christmas. It's the same way with the reindeer, although I didn't really emphasize it so much, but we kind of want to make sure the Merry Christmas all faces the same direction. So let's dovetail first, and I'm going to show you how to do it without splicing or cutting your ribbon. So you build it on the outside of your bow maker, which means you start at 9 inches or 9.5, because this was 10, we go down 1/2 inch. So 9.5, we're going to go in. Okay, that's where we gathered. And then I'm going to transfer from right to left and put it back to the starting point. Now, if I want my loop size 5 inches, so I'm going to leave that. It's going to be like 10.5 because you have to give for a gathered spot. So I'm going to do 10.5, push that together. I'm going to trade off again, go back to the starting point, 10.5. I'm going to go back to my starting point. And then back out to 9.5, which is just at the end of the word Merry. Like that. So the way I have it all gathered is everything is in the right direction. I have Merry, I have the Christmas, I have my tail, and I have my other loop. Now I'm going to just take this whole thing, lay it right in my bow dabra, and then I'm going to dovetail this end, and then we're good. And that's how you get everything. It only works if you're doing it horizontally. If everything is vertically, it doesn't matter. You can't really get it to go and keep everything, because at some point you're going to push it inside and have to feather it out. But here, everything is the same direction. Isn't that kind of cool? So if you've ever wanted to know how people do it, that's how they do it. Okay, now we're going to do our burgundy. Same way. This one's going to be 9 inches. This just lays so pretty. And then we are going to do 4.5 inch loop, which is coming down.
Do you ever find it difficult to measure the loops with the bow dabra? No.
Not at all. Because I keep my bow dabra right on the 10. So as I'm standing here and pulling my ribbon out to the side, I'm using the cutting mat measurements right below. So when I'm pulling out my ribbon, as long as this stays centered at 10, I'm pulling this out and I want to see it go right here at beyond the 6, which is 4.5 inches. So I want to make sure my tip of my ribbon is hitting that 4.5 inch mark. And then just spin it around and do the same. So I'm always, getting this reorientated to
And if you want to take a pen or a Sharpie, you can even put a ruler in between the things and just line out the edges.
What do you mean?
You can just mark lines out so you can keep it on a line.
I'm lost on that one.
Mark the edge, mark the Bodabra, the flat parts of the Bodabra all the way out to the edges, so you can keep it on.
You mean this?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You just need
It's
one.
just, it's easier to see. You're looking right down the crack. The crack is what I keep it right on the 10. So it's pretty easy. It might look a little different for you guys looking at it straight on, but when you're standing above it, it's pretty simple. So this one is going to be 10, 9.5, 9. This is 8.5 is the tail length. We're going to do a twist, place it inside. This is going to be the same as our burgundy, so I don't even need to measure. I'm just going to put my finger in the bottom one, put it also in the top one, and pull to see where these come. Spin it around, kind of eyeball it. Again, put your fingers in and give them both a good tug. But I do need to bring it back so that I can measure out my tail length. What did I say? 8.5. Right there. Okay, there's that. So, most of the ribbon. So the ribbon we've used so far, the reindeer, the Merry Christmas, is from Hobby Lobby. The burgundy and the snowflake were Joann's. We're doing the tan and burgundy gingham, which is from Craft Outlet. I generally will stock all the gingham colors because I use them in everything. So this will be 8 inches and this will be 4-inch loops. So 8-inch tail, 4-inch loop. See what I'm saying? Those are things you can't calculate. Let's just throw a blind piece of ribbon in there. So now we have to recalculate. So 8. Why does that not feel like 8? It was 8, 4. Should be right about there. Okay, 4. And then another 8. Right here. We'll go ahead and dovetail that. Not much left on that. Okay. Then we're gonna do our solid green, which is always nice when you're building bows. It's always pretty to do a lot of patterns and colors, but there's something about just putting solid colors in that kind of tie it all together. This green is from Personally Yours, which is on, she has her own website. It's PLY, P as in Paul, L as in Lee, Y as in yours, wreathsigns.com, PLY wreathsigns.com. She sells signs and ribbon, and I think she's doing mesh as well. So this one is 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, we're on 6. So this is 7.5. Okay. I'm we're going to do this one at 4 inches as well, which means that we can pull on our gingham. Same thing here. And then back out to 7.5. And then our final will be our pine tree, which is from Hobby Lobby, and that's in that U box as well. And this one I'll need a pin for. Okay, so we'll leave the pine trees on top because it's a tree farm wreath. And this will be 7 inches with 3.5-inch loop. Is how we're going to finish this one off. Most of the time I don't do 7 ribbon bows. I only do 6, unless I can't resolve in my own head to come up with, oh, I like this one, but I like this one. One of them has to go. No, I want them all to stay. Okay, and then out to 7 there. Okay. In, and in. And now let's dovetail this last one. We'll grab a beige. Well, we can do a green one. Since our base is green, makes it easier to kind of blend it all together. So we're going to grab the whole stack, and as I'm lifting it, I'm also compressing it on both ends. Like this. We're just going to loop and put our pipe cleaner in, and then twist the whole stack. Just like so. We'll grab my cutting board, aka fluff board. This is 18 by 24 by 3/4 inch thick. If you don't have someone handy to cut it and you don't want to invest the money in a cutting board, just go to your local home improvement centers where sometimes they're pre-cut. You get a 24 by 24 by 1 inch thick, and then get 1.5 inches, right? A C-hook, and then just screw it into your board, and then you're good. And I'm just going to take this whole stack. I'm going to slide this right underneath my pipe cleaner, just like that. And that just keeps it from sliding off the board. I like having a wider space to work with, and then we're just separating. So I'm going to do tail on that side and a loop on this side. And then I'm going to go over to the other side of my stack, and I'll pull that tail out to the right. I'm going to loop out to the left. This way, if I'm looking down, my loops are the same. My tails are exactly across from each other. And then we're doing the same thing here. We're going tail up, loop down. Other side, we have tail out and loop over. So that each 2 that goes down, you're staggering the loops opposite from the tails all the way through your stack. So here we're doing our burgundy, loop, and tail. Other side, we're doing our tail, and here's our loop. From here, oop, meant to grab this one. We're doing loop and tail. Here's my loop, here's my tail. Here, I'm not going to follow the same red, otherwise it ends up becoming red all on one side and green on the other. Just if you decide to change direction, make sure that you do it on the opposite side so that your directions match up, that your loops are the same. Same thing here with our green. Oop. Should go this way, and then up here. and then here. And now, as you're looking down, this is where you start to sort. This is where you open your loops, you pull your tails out, and then you look and see what do you like next to each other. You know, what colors do you want to see coming through? Where do you want to see them at? Make sure you open your bottom ones too. Okay, and then your tails, you can just feather those with your fingers and put the loops back in them, or the little curve. Go back over to this side. Finish doing this. This needs to be over here. That's why it's getting in the way. Open this up.
Yeah, Diane, the sign came from Jane's Front Door Decor on Etsy.
There we go. Okay. So let me show you.
Three Birds Nest is on.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay. So we are going to pop that off the same way we put it on. Just like so.
Scott, do you prefer the bow dabber over other bow makers?
I do. Here's the reason why. Want the real honest truth? It fits in my closet, and it just...
Three Birds Nest said, nope, this one came from me.
Linda, there's no label. Normally she puts a sticker on the back. So I was like, I only have one sign maker who never puts labels on the back. So, okay, Steve's gonna correct it. Three Birds Nest. 3. The word written out, 3, T-H-R-E, Birds Nest Co. C-O on Etsy. And you also have your own website now, I think, as well. So
yeah, go ahead and say what your website is.
Type it in the comments. Is it 3birdsnestco.com or is it 3birdsnest.com?
Oh, she said that was before I started using labels.
Oh,
okay. Well, thank you. I'm glad that clears it up.
Thank you very much.
So, gals, sorry about that. It's from Three Birds Nest Co. on Etsy, where she's got her.
She'll put it, yeah. I think if you're like me, you're trying to drive your traffic to your website now. Okay, so let's go ahead and put holes in our sign, which makes it super easy because it's got that simulated wood grain. So I don't even have to eyeball where's middle. I just follow one line to the other. Right here. Go to the other side. There's that one.
Okay, she does have her own website. So it's www.threebirdsnestco.com.
Co.com. Okay.
And I will pin this for a little bit.
Thank you.
So anybody looking for the sign, gals, you can just click on the pin and it'll take you right to it.
Go to the website. It's so much.
It is. It goes to her website.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. It's like, where'd my cutters go? So I'm using floral wire to attach my sign. There we go. This is 22 gauge floral wire. We're going to attach it and build it from the back, and that will allow the sign to remain flat on the wreath. So building it back here, I just twist it about 5 times till you kind of give it enough of a base to where, you know, it's holding the sign more on the back end and not off to the side. This side. There we go. Building from the back to there we go. Okay, now we're going to attach the gorgeous beauty. Oh my God. This is like my favorite part. Sometimes before, it's even before embellishing. Look how gorgeous that looks with just the right pops. So see why the green made the sign pop over doing a natural base and then just popping the ribbons. It just creates such a foresty, warm and cozy feel. So I am going to attempt to find the inside ones that I removed. So sometimes that just means I have to move my sign around and make sure I'm hitting my rails, one on each side with my wire. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get that roughly where I need it to be.
Well, thank you, Lynn, for jumping on. She said I was getting ready for bed.
Sorry.
And the light came up, and I thought, hey, I know that sign.
Thank you. Okay, so
she
this...
posted the link, too, for the sign.
Nice. Thank you, Linda. Okay, so I'm going to go down here and attach this.
Our website should be open in the next couple of days. You can register and sign up now.
Yeah, and I think she's got some incentives, too, if you order from her website as well.
Sign up for rewards points.
Yes. Okay, so I'm pulling this one a little bit more towards the bottom. So I'm still going to need to move my wire around. I'm going to pull my mesh out that is surrounding the outside ones. So sometimes you have the mesh that's still supporting the inside. So let me go through and tuck those in. So the inside ones, meaning the inside 6. So I'm just pulling the mesh out around the outside. And those are easy to find because you just find your bows and you pull your mesh out carefully. And we're gonna just make sure this fluffs. Go back under, not your time. Your time was earlier. Okay, go back under there. So those are going there. We're going to wrap this one. Same thing. Sometimes they just fold over as we're building our sign. This will also mean that we have to refluff some of our loops. Okay, but nobody wants to see a hard line around the sign. No one. You want to feather that, which means you need to take your outside mesh and you need to feather your sign. So all that's doing is giving it a really nice feather edge to our design. So right there. Let me fix my tails. There we go. Come up here, do the same thing. So I'm just pulling the outside pieces, leaving the inside ones. Going around. This is going to be that dilemma thing again with where we're going to put our bow. Now, I think for me, I want it up here, which means we'll feather the rest of this. But right here, I want this kind of flat because I don't want my bow to have to fight everything else on that wreath. See how pretty that looks right there? Right there. So that's right where it's going to go. Which means I'm going to grab my pipe cleaner and go right down to my frame. And then this is where it gets hard because you're dealing with the fabric mesh, so it's got those cotton threads. So you have to work around those cotton fibers that love to get hung up on your pipe cleaners. We don't want to pull too hard. Let's feather this down like that. And then we're going to have these ones all straight to the outside. Just like that. I'll grab this right here. Continue to pull my feather right up to this part. So we are still able to read our sign. If you need to pull your 2.5 inch apart and then let some of your 1.5 inch fall below that, it's up to you. You're the designer. You decide what you want to go where. Looks funny when I look at it from that way. The way you're seeing it, it looks like it's floating in the air.
So yeah, she does have a separate pipe cleaner for the bow.
Yeah, completely. Okay, that is perfect.
Great comment. I'm interested in maybe pine cone in the middle of the bow.
Yes. More than likely, probably put a pine cone in the center. I don't think I was leaning towards a berry, but yeah. Okay. So let me show you. Let me show you what it looks like. So there you go for now, right?
Yep.
That's exactly what we have. So now we need to embellish. We need to make it feel, not that it doesn't already, make it feel.
Sharon. She sent 50 stars.
Thanks, Sharon. So, again, okay, we are, I don't know why, I hate tablets. You can never figure out how to turn them on when they go on standby.
The top left on the side.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting there. Hang on a second.
I said I like the placement
Of everything
of
so
the
far.
ribbon. Yep.
Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. We are now going to pull apart a pine sprig. This is from Hobby Lobby. You can get these at 40% off right now. So I'm going to pull the pine branches off. Sometimes you can pull them off because I'm taking them off right where they should be affixed. Like you should be able to pull them off, but you can't. So we're going to put some of these on. We're going to put some of the pine cones on it so that it kind of feels like a Christmas wreath. I did not bring out my glue skillet. I have my glue gun out here. So that's what we're going to be using. So we are going to add some pine branches. I actually want them a little bit around my design. So I'm just going to start adding these at the breaks in my Deco mesh. So in here, I like the ones that have the little furry tips on the end. Just like this, there's that break in here.
Here's a fun thing too. If you have clients who want to buy something like this and they love the smell of pine, you could actually hide a pine scent stick in there, and now they get the scent of pine with the wreath.
That would be a good idea. Wow, babe.
Oh, you've done that before.
No, I generally don't
This is one of my
scent
favorites, along with the farmhouse chicken.
the farmhouse chicken.
That one's probably my favorite.
I like the farmhouse chicken. Okay, so I'm just kind of making little bundles of two, meaning they kind of look like this. So they're kind of forming their own little picks. So I'm going to do the same on this. This is where glue gun.
Lisa said I'm loving these colors.
Thank you. I'm going to do a couple in there. We'll do a couple up in here. So I'm just taking Gorilla Glue and just coating the tip of the wreath, the little pine sprig, so that it kind of feels like it's a pine wreath, but not. Just like that. Okay. I'm going to add some to my bow as well. Put about 3 pieces in the bow. Okay. Spin this around. Okay. Now I'm going to move my pine cones from here, which are just wired on. Oh, they have that one wired on there really good. Pretty far up. Poor little pine cone. He was just really sandwiched in there. He still is. There we go. So I'm going to take the pine cones, and then these are where I'm going to stick them in the sections where our pine cones are crossed. So like this. Okay, let me spin that around so you guys can see right there. And right in here. Okay. Let us there's a couple things I want to yank off of these kits, namely the rusted bells, so I'm not sure if I want to put a rusted bell in the center or if I want to put a pine cone in the center. These just look so pretty. Let's see, 1, 2. I'm gonna for sure take and put some of the rusted bells in between. Remember how we did the half bows? Let me show you what I did. Spin this around. I don't know if you guys can see, but we're putting the rusted bells in the center, and I'm alternating them. So I have to find where to put that one. There. There. This one goes here. So I'm doing every other one. I'm not going to do it there. So it's going to be just 3 of those. One up here. So I'm just trying to keep it primitive, but kind of classy.
Good night, Linda. Thank you for catching that.
Good night. Thanks a lot. I'm going to take some of our baby pine cones.
Kristen says there's a spray that's like Yankee Candle house spray, balsam or cedar. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Really? You still have to be careful because there's so many people who might say that they might like that, and then they get it and you're like, nah, I'd rather have them spray it. Right. So on those ones, remember how I said we were alternating them? Yeah. The ones that don't have the jingle bells are getting baby pine cones in the center. Okay. I'm just removing all my glue threads as I'm working my way around. I have one more to add over here. And these are just, you can pick these up at Hobby Lobby. They come in a pretty big bag. trying to think of how many actually come to the bag. Quite a few. And then we'll put one in the center. Try to find a fairly big one. One that looks really pretty. It's just so small. Let's pull these out. This one looks a little bigger. A lot bigger, in fact. Ooh, I like that one. That one's too dark. Okay. I found one that's a perfect blend of light and dark. We'll add that to the center of our bow. Let's add a little touch of berries. So I'm just breaking apart these picks and taking what I like off of them. So on this one, it has a couple of the Pip Berries, which are very rustic. We're gonna pull these off. There's those. I'm basically deconstructing the whole, whatchamacallit. This one we'll go ahead and use at the top with our other three. There's that. I hate it when my Pip Berries just end with a point. I'm not a fan. So I always cut the tips off. So we're going to add some berries to the top. That one actually works. So I'm just putting these in those little trios. A little bit of berries. Put a couple in our bow, and then we'll be finished. See, this is what I'm talking about. They just end. So that looks unfinished to me. Like either it's snipped off or something. Pip Berries is definitely something rustic. 1, 2, 3. Last one. Okay, we are finished. Can't wait to show you guys what it looks like. Okay, you guys ready? Let me show you. Okay, here it is. Make sure, be straight. Won't be able to get pictures of this tonight because as the seasons are changing, so is our daylight. So I'll have to do pictures of this in the morning because I'd love to get it in the morning sunlight. Let's get the bows. There we go. What do you guys think so far?
Pretty Rita said beautiful. Ravina said my favorite. Valerie said beautiful.
Aw, thanks.
Patricia said amazing. Love it. They're giving lots of likes and loves. Thank you, gals.
Nice, thank you. Well, what questions do you guys have that I can answer for you? If you guys are interested, because I've never mentioned this yet today, if you guys are interested in joining the private group, you guys can join us at KatsCreationsNMore.com. It's $17 a month. You get a grand total of 8 additional tutorials. And I'll show you what we made today. This is what I taught the group how to make today. We made mini candy cane candle holders. So my Christmas table's all like set up. So it's just simple things like this that are super simple. You can make, you can take away from your, if you're doing craft fairs. You know how we always have a table, but we never have anything to put on it? I teach you all the things to do to make your house feel like a home for the holidays. So you should be able to do everything. You should be able to decorate your mantle, decorate your tree, add little pieces like these little finishing touches to your home. Love to have you guys join us. Also, if you have an Etsy shop, one of the perks our private group members got, if they're running a shop or selling off of Facebook, they all got on my email list that I send out to all my subscribers in what's called the Christmas Holiday Shopping Guide. So it's asking people who want to support small business owners a way that you can support people within our group, other things they sell, because a lot of our private group members don't just sell wreaths, but they sell candles and jewelry and everything else. It gives them exposure for their business. So those are just some of the fun perks private group members get, plus discounts to like 3 Birds Fest or Jane's Front Door Decor or Kringle Designs. So if you want in on that, come join us. It's going to be an amazing final quarter. We're going to do some fun community event kind of things that you guys will probably love. It makes you feel like you're a part of something bigger.
Janice, absolutely. She said if you had double doors, would you make them identical, the same sign? You can make them something like it, maybe have the bows on opposite sides.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would do bows opposite ends. Put the bow on the left-hand side for the left door, and then put the bow on the right-hand side, so they look similar, but a little bit different. Right. Yeah, and then who knows? Maybe if you don't like that design, you want to do something extra, you can gift that wreath to somebody else at the end of the season. Okay, well, thank you guys for joining me. I will see you next Friday with something amazing. I hope you guys will enjoy, but thank you for choosing to come and visit me and stay with me and keep me company tonight. I hope I made something that you guys will love and that you'll feel free, that you're confident enough to be able to try on your own. But have a great night, everyone, and thanks again.